Hey, butterflies. Okay, my microphone is on. Hey, butterflies. Welcome back to Alchemy Doctress with me, Doctress Monica Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes here on the channel. It is always appreciated. And a major shout out to all the channel members as well as the members of the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation. All of the details for class tomorrow is down below in the pinned comment for those who are interested in enrolling in the course. Tomorrow's class is all about learning how to lead others without force. So it's for those of you all who are leaders within your family, your job, whatever the case is, learning how to become that servant leader, but then also how you can lead others around you in healing without being too pushy. And so I'll be sharing with you how I've done it within my personal life and professional life and experience with my clients. And so feel free to check that out in the pinned comment to get registered for that class tomorrow. Now, if you're listening to this after, you can get the replay. It's just that you won't be a part of the live class, but you have access to the replay as well as the workbook as well. So this conversation is a very serious conversation, and it's a specific message. It will not be for everyone. I'm telling you now, it will not be for everyone. So if there's a point in the message where you feel like it's not your message, instead of coming at me or calling me names or whatever the case is, just simply leave and allow those whose message it is to take the message and internalize it. So we did ancestor messages earlier this morning in the membership area, and I still was feeling more ancestral energy around me as I was doing some work and things of that nature over on my computer. And I was feeling it again as I was starting to get ready to go to the gym for class. Oh, somebody walking by. And Spirit was like, pull a few cards for the collective. And so I pulled, and the Empress came out. Um, it was the Empress, the Five of Wands, and Forgiveness that came out. And I immediately knew what the energy was talking about because I know the collective of the frequency that's here in this space. You all are considered like the leaders of your home or the leaders in your community, the leaders at your job. Um, you have a responsibility that's placed upon you in some type of way. And it was a strong energy coming through the mother lineage as I was looking at that and seeing the Five of Wands and the forgiveness, and Spirit was like, they've healed their feminine wound. They're open to, y'all, my first tomato is starting to come through. I just noticed that it's a small little nub. Oh my gosh. Is it coming on this one too? Because I got two different ones. Okay, I don't see any on this one, but it's one over there on that one. And I just moved that one over there because it kept falling off of here. There's a message in that fruit. You're starting to bear the fruits of the feminine energy, and that's showing you how you have healed that feminine. So there was a generational wound or a generational curse that was placed upon the feminine lineage because a tomato, when you cut a tomato, it looks like the feminine insides, the feminine womb. Okay. The uterus, all of that. Okay. So that is the confirmation of you have healed a mother wound that was passed down through your generations. And this mother wound had a lot to do with fighting. It was an angry energy. It was an upset energy. It was an unforgiveness type of energy. Okay. So you will know this is yours because you came from a family of women who were fighters. They were hardcore. There may have been some instances of like SA or something of that nature that happened generationally within your family, but you had women 444 who were forced to be tough. For some reason, something in their life forced them to have to be tough. And because they were forced to be tough, they were mean. They may have showed tough love, or whatever the case is, but they were mean. And we won't take away from the experiences that you may have had with one of them of their meanness and how it affected you. Okay. But the thing is that it affected you for some time, but you've been working on it and you've been healing it. And I am getting the vibe of if you were directed to this message and you are still here listening to the message right now, you have healed that wound. You're not healing a feminine wound anymore. You're not healing your feminine energy. You're not healing your mother wound anymore. You have gotten to that place and you've healed within yourself the things that they are. Some of you still have your mother here and she's still carrying that anger. But guess what? Through your healing, she can be healed. I talk about that in my class on healing the mother line. If you haven't checked that out, you can get to it either in the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation or you can get to it from my website in my classes area. But we talk about it through there, but then also in the sense of leading the healing around you through your own personal healing. That is the role that you have taken on. So you have healed this energy of anger. Through that anger, it made it hard for you to be able to receive because you came from a lineage of women who they were used to having to do it all on their own because they couldn't depend on anyone else to do it. So if you're raised by an energy that felt like it couldn't depend on anyone else to do anything, you were raised under the frequency of I have to do it all on my own too, and I can't depend on anyone. But you've shifted that. You shifted it either through you connecting with other people, so sharing the load, or it could be in you being in a mutual connection, relationship, friendship, where you all are able to connect with a part of yourself that if everyone does something, no one has to do too much. Or being able to receive without guilt and feeling like you have to give something back. Congratulations. So, you know what's coming now? From the time of you watching this video, and you're going to receive confirmation of this in the next 7 days. Okay? In the next 7 days, you are going to receive confirmation of this. You are going to receive a gift that was totally unexpected from someone that you totally didn't expect to receive it from. And you're going to accept it and say thank you. You're not going to feel like you have to give something back. You're not going to have to feel like, oh, I have to perform because this person just did this for me. You're going to receive healthily because guess what? You deserve it. And yes, there are people in the world who you may not be able to depend on to help you, but there are people who are. And the difference with it now is that you are in tune with your feminine energy and your intuition. So by you being in tune with your intuition, you know what situations to accept and which situations to deny. That's a part of the healing of the wound that you've done. Trust your intuition, trust your judgment, trust your discernment. If something doesn't feel right, something isn't right. Trust it. Something's telling you to do this thing, do it. Even if you don't see the end of it or the final piece of it, start it. Your spirit is telling you to try that thing, go out and do it. Leave that job, go to this new job, start that business. There's a reason why we are called to do things at certain times. And sometimes it can feel like it's random and it's coming from nowhere, but nothing is random, baby. Everything is aligned with energy. And what you need to understand, just as that tomato is starting, y'all, the tomato is literally, it's not even as round as this, the top of that. Okay. It's the beginning stages. But guess what? Eventually it's going to be a big tomato. And it took a few months for it to get to this place to be ready. I got those plants. I started growing them in April. and it's just now starting to yield a tomato. Do you hear me? Allow the process to be how the process needs to be. Let me show y'all my pepper. No, I'm scared to move it. Never mind. Nope, because I don't want to break it. That'll be just my luck. Okay, we're gonna leave it be where it's at. But my pepper is like this big now, and it's starting the process of changing colors as it's growing. And then I have 4 strawberries now. And my melons are starting to do its thing too. I noticed. So everything is like growing and fruitful, and that's an indication of healthy roots. Same thing with us in our life. The fruit that we bear is an indication of the roots. And you had to not only change your pot out, you had to change the dirt. You had to wash your roots off. You had to separate the plants. You went through a lot of within this process to shift and change yourself. You didn't just talk it, you did it. 1111. You did the work. You didn't just imagine the shifts and the work. You did the work. And so now you're at a place where you're ready to go to this next stage. You're no longer just healing, you're being guided now. You're being guided with purpose, through purpose. You hear them sirens in the background. It's like you're now being in training, and in this training is preparing you of through like your work and what you do, others being motivated through the work that you're doing. Use a bad man, my gemma. Mm, just as fine as can be. Mm. Use a bad man, my gemma. Okay, like fly. It's time to fly. You've released the weight. You've released the weight off your shoulders. You no longer have that there on top of your shoulders holding you down. You can climb the tree with no restraints now. One, two, three, four. Everything is in order, everything is in alignment for you. You've released those shackles that have been weighing on your lineage all these years and all these generations. Now, does this mean that you won't get triggered anymore? No. We're always going to get triggered in some kind of way. We're alive, we're living. Just like how I got a tattoo over it, but I still got that scar, baby. Scars are going to be there. But guess what? It's not bleeding anymore. You're no longer ripping the scar off continuously. You let it heal over completely. There's no more scabs to pick at. And that's healing. That's healed. Just because you can still see the scab, I mean, not the scab, but the scar, doesn't mean you're not healed. Just because you can still see the scar doesn't mean that you're not healed. That scar is simply just the remembrance of reminding you just how strong you are, how much you've grown, how much you've developed. You are love. And I hope you see just how big of what you've done. It's going to shift generations to come. Even if you don't have children, it's going to shift generations to come. The work that you do, the people that you come across in your lifetime, they're going to take the energy that they get from you, and then they're going to share that energy with those that they come in contact with within their life. That's how powerful your energy is. The lessons that you teach your coworker at work on, man, how do you say so sane in the midst of everything that's going on? And I don't get it. And you just start sharing with them what you do and how you keep yourself good, and all of a sudden they start taking it in and they start living this way. Okay, and then their children picks up on them living this way and how they are, then their children picks it up. You're motivating people that you've never met. With your powerful ass, you're motivating people that you've never met. Do you hear me? So, what you need to do is make sure you have forgiven yourself for any type of action that you may have taken or done that you may feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. You did it. It's a part of your story. Next, because guess what? You're going to find that a lot of people then did that same thing before. And even if you were exposed for that thing, you're still going to have support because there's other people who have experienced that same thing. Do you hear me? This season of your life, you're tapping into realms that you've never tapped into. You're tapping into realms that your mama has never tapped into, that her mama has never tapped into, that her mama has never tapped into. But guess what? It's their energy that's pushing you as fuel for you to tap into it. It was meant to be you to do this. It was meant to be you. But you knew that. You knew that. You knew that. I know you did. Okay? You ain't got to be sitting here like, I did. I know you did. I know you did. Because you wouldn't be still sitting here listening to this message if you did. And as that final wound has finished healing over, you don't need any more bandages on it. Now you're just being guided on how to internalize it and make the best of it. You don't need to deny it, make the best of it. This is a part of you. This is a part of your expansion, your growth, your evolution. And your ancestors are so proud of you. They are so proud of you, baby. Like, I really hope you know just how proud of you they are. You weren't afraid. And even if you felt like you were afraid, you didn't let your fear stop you. And that's the difference. You did it afraid. So you have people who are looking at you like you're one of the most courageous people they've ever known, and you out here questioning yourself. What's up with that? Listen, baby, in this world, we come across people and things that either water us or they grow beside us. It's something about in this lifetime, you're like an infinite water can, but you also have people around you available to grow with you beside you. So you have access to both. And that's fruitful. That's a blessing to have that available to you if you need it, if you wanted it. And a big thing of where all of this is coming into, because a part of like the generational things that was like issues was the feminine in your family, they didn't trust other women. They didn't trust groups, people. So they had this fear of like, oh, people can't be trusted. They're this, they're that. So it's kind of like you emit that energy out there. So you attract those types of connections and you don't take on the type of connections that are healthy. So you inadvertently take on the same connections that you say that you don't want. But now it's something about you being attracted to new groups, new people that you've never been attracted to before, or giving different things a chance, giving it a go. And it's working for you. It's definitely working for you in your benefit. I hope you know that. I hope you know that it's working for you and your benefit. So keep going. Keep going. That's the energy, you know. You don't need to keep fighting this. You don't need to keep not having this sense of distrust for everyone. If you know that you're a trustworthy person, you need to trust yourself to guide you to other people and spaces that are trustworthy too. Because when you move out of fear and rigidness, you're going to find yourself in those same situations you're trying to stay away from. Move in faith. You want those spaces and things that's not easier to it's not easy to get into because the value is higher. You're shifting. But I thank you all for being here, y'all. Congratulations. 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 If you've made it to the end of this message, I like for you to put a purple heart if a big part of your lesson was intuition and trusting your intuition. Put an orange heart if a big part of your purpose and goal was to like trust your energy to be able to create and the output of that creation. Put a black heart if part of your energy was you was a little too overprotective and distrusting of other people and things. And put a red heart if one of your biggest things was fear. And put all of them if you feel like all of them was. And if you have another variation that I didn't mention, feel free to share in the comments. And if someone posts something that you agree with, make sure you interact with them. Okay. So I thank you all for being here. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Look at the chimes coming on to say goodbye to. See y'all later.